Hello there. Keeping things nice and simple. I'm in the shadow. So bright around me in the room, but I happen to be in the shadow right now, coming to a seated position without making the efforts of sitting tall. First, just let your arms relax. Maybe lean a little forward. Just stop. But don't stop breathing. Start breathing with awareness. Cycle the breath through 2 more times. And then to really breathe fully and deeply, we do want to find that upright spine, resting the shoulders on the rib cage and the hands on the legs to support the torso. A light effort coming into the low belly. Giving myself a more colorful outfit so I stand out in the darkness. Breathing in rib cage. Breathing out low belly. Moving in a flowing way from your hip joints. Start by just shifting side to side from where your legs come into your body. Wherever the hands are comfortable here, then going out to the side and sweeping around, reaching your chest forward, come to the other side. Go in one direction several times. Placing your attitude of ahimsa, not harming, in place. Find somewhere to rest and breathe at any point if you need to. And let that side come to center. Switch the cross of your legs if it works for your body. Shift side to side from your hips down low. Try to find that shift. And then the side sweep around, other side across the back is pretty straight. Circling from the hip joints. Free breathing, soft gazing. Start to bring these things together. Body awareness. Time to turn away from the to-do list and into the body time. Helps your brain be more efficient. That has been studied. Sitting up tall from center, a little warmth in the hips. Let's do the shoulders next. So if you touch your shoulder area with your hands, then draw circles forward with your elbows. Feel your shoulders moving. Take your time. There's a little core strength in this one where you're grounding through your legs and engaging your low belly a little bit. To the back, stay committed to your tall spine. Possibly feeling in your legs the less dominant cross of the legs, so a little more challenging sometimes. And let's let that be, let it settle with a tall and centered spine, right ear, right shoulder, chin down, left ear, left shoulder, and long across the back, circling your head. Take the time you need. Feel your brain along for the ride. Make your way back to center, align your spine with the rest of with your nervous system and your brain. And then switch the legs back and go the other way. Ear towards the shoulder, ease it towards the chest. Shoulders down the back. Other side. Long across the back with the down gaze. And find your own pace with that. Concentration, part of our practice. A whole limb. All the poses are in one limb. And then concentration has its own limb. Out of the 8. Come back to center. Hips, shoulders, neck, ready. For the Om, breathe in, reach up your arms. Breathing out, bring your hands to the center of your chest. Really connect with your sternum. Breathe in again for the Om out of the mouth. Om. Enjoying some quiet spaces in the practice. Taking whichever leg is out in front, and please just stretch it out in an easy way to the side. This is new for the new year, a variation of Janushirasana, but we just come forward a little bit from the hips and stretch out towards your chest to whatever degree, keeping that leg relaxed. Stretching your big back muscles, your wings. Spread your hands one more time. Let your hands resist coming up a little bit. Let your fingertips drag a little bit along the mat or floor as you come upright. Set your shoulders, lean back and switch your legs. Sending that leg out comfortably to the side and relaxing it, unlike Janushirasana where we activate that leg. So relaxed. Facing the center, breathe in. Breathe out, tilt out from your hips. That's where the forward folds come from, not your mid-back. Your range of motion out and down. Where do you need to stop? Do you need to go back a little bit or a little more forward? And then let your chest be open. Stretching your big wings. You might feel your hands connect all the way down your back. Let's add the Sthirasukha Asana. That means steadiness, sweetness pose. Find the sweet spot in all the poses. Gives us something to think about. Breathe out with our logical minds. Inhale a little, dragging the fingers, strengthening down the back as you come up. And stretching your legs out in front of you for heart lift pose with the option to pick it up. Since I don't always remember to come back and pick it up later in class. So you want to find hands behind you in a way that lets you lift your chest and feel a little strong. Lift the center of your chest, the plane of your face, gaze down your nose. Point your toes. Letting that space in the front shoulders open. Elbows drawn towards each other a little bit behind you. If you'd like to lift it up and you haven't, come on up for one breath. You don't have to bring your head back. That can be a lot. And ease it back down. Coming into a butterfly. Keeping some space between the feet and the hips. Side to side rock on the sitting bones to find the center. Breathe in with a tall spine, holding your legs somewhere, and breathe out, come forward in your own way so it can be more rounded or extended. Focus on those inseams on the legs, relaxing to the sides. Let your eyes relax here. Forward folds have the calming quality. And let me say here in early January that yoga teaches us that all we need is already inside of us, that we are enough as we are. And the potential for change is there too, if there's something that you're welcoming. And maybe today you could spend a little bit of time thinking about what that might be, or if it's in part of practice, then you could add it in. But be content as you are. I'm letting this go. Lean back easy into the hands and stretch out your legs, letting your hips go side to side. It's easy to move the feet side to side, but the hips, try to move them first and let the feet follow. Another little opportunity for that chest and front shoulder lift and relax. Please come around to your hands and knees. You always cross the same way, mix it up. Try to do that as part of all the time practice, to switch and play with which side goes first and all of that. Hands, knees, and feet on the ground. The low belly finds tone and the spine finds length. 5 breaths, little plank. What if you weren't activating yourself? Your belly would droop towards the floor. Your feet might fly off the ground. You might sag in your shoulders. So we want to just avoid those things by activating. Breathe out one more time, the low belly. Creates a little tone. Then bring your upper back up towards the ceiling, that mid back towards the ceiling, the tail down, the chin down. Breathe several times. What is several? 3? 2 is a couple. One more time. Keep this roundness in your spine and sit back towards your heels slowly. Then drape your arms beside you, pull them back, lower your head. Calm breathing. You're stretching around the knees and the front ankles. Be mindful. One more time. Exhale all the way out. You might start to awaken pelvic floor as well as low belly. They're connected to each other. Breathing into cow spine on the forearms. Come up, a little bit of chest and face forward. Tone across the low belly, 2. I'm going to walk my knees back a little bit, find that right amount of space. 3, 4, nice and calm. One more breath. Coming to cat spine on the fingertips. So pulling up to the fingers, rounding the back. And exhale, flat hands. Bear pose, spreading your hands. Breathe in, tuck your toes. Breathe out into the low belly. And from that low belly, lift the knees for 1. 2, press the hands, firm the legs. 3, 4, we can breathe with grace through hard things. One more time. 5, downward dog, lift your knees, press your hands, step your feet hip distance apart and refine your hands. I usually look, I don't know why, but maybe that helps to see that they're even with each other. And they're spreading, and then let my head come down, gazing back between the feet. Another shape that lets the chest open, shoulders are broad, head goes down. heels down. 3, and a belly-centered pose. Find that uplift in the lowest belly. 4 and 5. Walk towards your hands, hips high. Go as far as you can, then release your heels down, let your knees bend, or stand up with a sweep of the arms. Breathe in, bring it all together. Go slowly here at the top. Touch your hands, and then bring your arms down into your side, into mountain. Only refine what's needed. Sometimes we need to do our clothes a bit when we stand up, or our hair. Learn which clothes work for yoga and which ones don't. One more time, trying to keep it so you don't have to fuss with it a lot. Exhale. Please step to the top third of your mat. If you are not there, same position. Hips down and back, spread your feet, arms parallel to the floor. Get into your lowness, into your chair. Just focus on the lower body. 1. Knees and hips going back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale energy. Straighten your legs. Come up, catch your pelvis. Exhale, tilt forward from your pelvis. You're hugging the backs of the legs today to bring yourself in. 1. Let your weight be distributed in your feet. Your neck is long here in the back. Uplift in low belly and pelvic floor. 4, 5. Let your knees bend to release your hands to the ground. Go back with just your right leg. And bring your knee down, rising up to the low lunge. Pressing your palms at the center of your chest while you find your balance. Turn towards your front leg side. And bring your elbow down to your leg or on the outside of it. Palms pressing, low lunge twist. You could lift up your back knee if you felt like it. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no. It's okay to not be able to do everything. I'm backing out of this. Back knee down if it's lifted. Come up and return to center. Switch the legs. As you're ready, turn your spine and there's a little forwardness to this twist. Rest your elbow or hook it on the outside. Press your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus on stability here. This is hip steadiness, hip stability. One more time. Press into both feet for this lift and return to center. Bring your leg back. Spread your hands, dip down into chaturanga from the knees. So tricep push up, downward facing dog. 1, 2. Big waves of breath in this pose. When you inhale, it's okay to come a little forward towards the hands. When you breathe out, go back towards the legs. Be subtle or bigger. Make room for the breath to move fully. One more time. Then come out to plank pose and back to downward dog 4 more times. So just stay where you are. It can be kind of high hips, depending on your proportions. Using the belly, the legs, the hands to move yourself back and forth. One more time forward. One more time all the way into downward dog. Bend your knees deeply and hop forward if possible. Step lightly works too, but the hop gives you a little jolt, a little bone density, pull towards the legs. Maybe jolt is a hard word to use for yoga. Vibration, there it is. Stand up, breathing in. Sweep up your arms, use your legs, and exhale. Bring your arms down by your sides. On that note, creating some vibration is grounding, whether it's breath or voice, but also body. Here, if you rise up to the balls of your feet and bring your heels down with a little bounce a few times. Nothing hard, never harming. Just let them bounce a little bit. It's called heel dropping. Come down one more time. Pause, feel. Hips down and back. Not as low as that first one. To do a little work with the victory reach. Lowering and lifting your arms. 1. Thumbs lead the way. 2. 3, and a variation. We're going to go out to the sides. Thumbs lead the way. 1. Moving the shoulders. Feel your shoulders and shoulder blades. 2. And 3. Mountain, come out and breathe out. Balls of the feet, inhale. Exhale, a little bounce. Interlace and press up, lifting the full ribs and not just the front. If you'd like, just lift the front ribs for a moment. Feel how that makes your low back smaller, gives it less space. So if we lift the whole ribs, then the low back has space. Bend your elbows a bit and try something a little new today. We're trying to create like a wave. I'm doing the interlace press up, elbows bending, and just trying to create a wave of motion in the arms and shoulders. Back to center and switch your weave. So I'm finding it easier not to straighten my arms too much to keep them pretty bent. So try that. A little bit of a wave. Concentrate on maybe just letting the shoulders have some movement with that idea. Roll your pinkies down and release your arms. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, fold towards the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Left leg back first this time. Coming to the lizard lunge. So keep your back knee lifted to start. Turn out the front leg from your hip, knee, and foot, and arms are both on the inside. 8 breaths. We'll start with maybe the knee up and then do a knee down for the last 4. Long neck. Steady in the center. And then maybe a second variation like the back knee down. You could do a little turn towards your front knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to center. Changing sides, stepping forward, stepping back. Take your time if you need to do some refinements. Lizard lunge, second side, first variation. Calm breathing through the nose, gentle sound. Let your back knee come down. Find your second expression of the lizard pose variations. Curious compassionate, and grateful. Come back to center, step forward. Fold forward, breathe out. Breathe in, sweep your arms, rise. And exhale, arms down. Dancing through the warriors. Right leg back. Warrior A. Warrior B. As that head turn. This is a little quiz. No instructions. See what we remember. Reverse warrior. Keep the lower body the same. Lean back, gaze down. Breathe out. Breathe in, warrior B. And then one exhale into extended side angle pose. Try to consolidate your transition. Eyes reach out. A little turn of the ribs towards the ceiling. Fingers together. One more time. Inhale, coming up. Plie squat to the left, right, to the right. Stay on this side of your mat. Turn out and come down the midline. Your own body. Not letting your knees collapse inwardly is important here. Challenge your squat a little bit. This one's important. 2, 3, the connection from the soles of the feet up the inseams of the legs, getting a bit of a stretch. And then come up and out. Come back to the top of your mat. Second side. So breathe out, mountain. Breathe in, the step back, moving into warrior A. And breathe out, try to arrive there in your pose. Getting to know these. What do we call them? The standard poses. Warrior B. Breathe in, turn to the side, refine your feet. Breathe out, turn your head, and hold steady. Exhale, you are grounded in your belly center. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, stay. The gazing is down the nose, gentle, centered. 5. Breathe in, warrior B. Breathe out, extended side angle. Go slowly. If you have a long breath, breathe steadily. The eyes do a little stretch upward in their sockets to look out towards that hand. 4, have you found your nice stretch along the top line of the body for today? 5, breathe in, come up and out and into the plie squat on the second side. Come down the midline. Setting the lower body first. We do the foundation first. Palms up, arms out. Keep your legs steady. Bring your arms across each other. Elbows bend to hug the shoulders or eagle. Either side is fine. Just do the other side when you do the other side. 2. A little lift in the elbows for eagle. Low in the hips. 4, 5, if you must rest your legs, do, otherwise stay. Keep it steady, keep going. Get the other elbow underneath and hug or wrap. 1, roots of the big toes spread and ground. 2, balance challenge a little bit. 3, 4, good. 5, so there's that pressing, the glute squeeze. Come up, release your arms, ease out your heels so your stance is eased. Star pose 5, soft breath, soft reaching. Take away some of the striving from these last few poses. 1 more, inhale. With your breath, float your arms down, let your elbows bend. Let your hands land into your low belly, all the way out with the breath. Heel toe, come out of the shape and back to the front section. Breathing in, reach up your arms. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, go back to Palakasana, plank pose. For 1. Wide belt around the waist. What are the things that help you? Thighs firm, spine long, calm breathing. And 5, Balasana. Bring your knees down, release your toes. You can move your knees closer or wider if you want to. Sitting back, bringing the hands together behind your head. You can go towards touch your shoulders or bring your hands together. Three, 4, and 5. Optional to do an up dog, down dog on the way to tabletop. And do a little balance and table. So if you're looking for that movement again there, add it in. Coming to table. Really find the center, the foundation, so that you can bring your right leg back parallel to the floor, pointing the toes and reaching the opposite arm for bird dog. Exhaling for 2, 3, this one's powerful. A little goes a long way. 4, and 5. Over to the second side. Start with the leg, and if you're developing, work just the leg first, that level to the ground, reaching, pointing the toes. 1, 2, adding the arm if it works today. Using your whole body. 3, 4, and 5. Hand, knee. Wide child's pose, wide knees, go back slowly. Rest your head. Low back breathing. One more time, notice how you can gently stretch your lower back with your breath. Inhale, cow spine. Work your knees back under your hips, extend. Exhale, cat. Neutral and rise. Parigasana, the iron latch of the gate. Bring your left leg out to the side, toes forward. Excuse me. That little thump that I just made is my back foot making a clear connection with the earth. So both feet connected with the earth as we side bend out towards that extended leg, and the top arm can come up, maybe over. Find your own side bend. 1, balancing. 2, only the effort needed. 3, feel the exhale, engage the belly, coming up with that. Change sides, use your hands if you need to. Just playful, coming in and out of different shapes without the hands as you like. Clear connection with that back foot. Slowly side bend. That way you can feel that precise amount where the low back is happy, getting some stretch on the left side. 2, balancing in this way. We don't always have to stand on one leg to be balancing. And 5, belly. Learning to move with your belly center, helping out your back. And release. Let us come through to the back of our bodies, and you could flow through to that or just sit down. Make the transition. Floating. If you'd like to add anything back, we'll do a little bridge. Yeah, let's do a little bridge. Actually, thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to say no. We did enough hip strength already. So let's come into that roll of blanket, lying supported, front body opener. So the blanket roll is optional, coming to the back of your body. If you are using the blanket, it goes under your shoulder blades. It can be a little higher or lower. Try to find a sweet spot where you uplift your mid back. Settle and center your whole spine. It's okay to use a pillow. If you just lie on your back like this, you're going to have a little opening of your chest as part of that. Find a place to settle your arms. Would you like your feet together, knees apart? You could add that to this pose. Giving this 2 minutes time, taking it as a restorative shape. So take away any muscular effort of coming in. Connect with your rhythmic breath through your nose. Slow breathing. Within a breath or two, you'll feel the parasympathetic activity of your nervous system comes calm. We are activating that side of things with our vibrational breath, deep and slow. Make sure you're okay here. Everything all right? Make a shift if you need to. Letting this finishing part of practice be restorative. Releasing the muscular efforts. And adding a leg variation here, staying on the blanket roller on your back, guide your knees if they are wide, and let's work in the figure 4 here. So if you need whatever you need to shift before coming into this on the first side, and take it in a relaxed, non-muscular way today. If it works to stay on the blanket roll, it's okay if it doesn't. About 10 breaths in a minute's time, if you breathe slowly. Settle your hands, rest your eyes. You can let in 10% of the light. Inhale, rib cage. Exhale, low belly. One more time. With that, we ask the low belly muscles to awaken for this transition to the second side in a relaxed way. So usually we are efforting to bring the legs in or whatever, finding the edges, but just let it be a relaxed version of that shape where it'll have a therapeutic value, but just with a different approach. Relax your muscles. You might be noticing the spaces between your inhales and exhales as you slow things down. All of that's part of the breath, feeling free to linger in those spaces. Maybe 7 on the exhale, slowly, slowly. 8. Exhaling for 9. On this last one, really feel the breath in the upper torso and the exhale in the lower torso. We're grounded down low in the belly as you bring your leg out of the shape. Weaving your hands behind your head, curl up, try use little core strength, but mostly lift up, support your head, and go back down. Twice more. This can be nice in that mid-back or mid-back stiffness where we're naturally stiff and it's important, but we don't want to be too stiff there. And go back once more. Deep breath. If you're on your back, stay and bring your knees to your chest. If you're on the blanket roll, come up enough to get that out of your way. Go underneath your head, just move it. Bring your knees in. So we're going to find a sustainable restorative forward fold. It could be this, knees to chest. It could be a sit up and forward fold version instead. You could always go back if you decide that first one was nicer, but in a relaxed way, non-striving. You could tuck your arms behind your knees to support the backs of your legs as one choice. Back of the body. Calm. Belly's relaxed, muscles relaxed. Draw back on your toes a little bit if you'd like to, just to get into the back body chain, your forehead to your feet, the soles of the feet. And 3 to 5 more, depending on your speed. So patient with seated forward fold and all of the shapes. Breathing out one more time. With mindfulness and slowness, return to the back of your body. Okay, to use a pillow, we'll do banana pose next, scooching the heels both over towards the right side of your mat. Maybe you cross your ankles. And then also towards the right side of your mat, your head and shoulders. Keep your back mostly on the ground. You can catch your hands above your head, or if anything gets irritated, having your arms lower than your shoulder level is fine. Soft eyes, relaxed muscles. Letting the awareness rest with the movement of the breath. And not just the nose, but the mouth and the throat, the lungs, the ribs, the diaphragm, the core. Are you being patient with the stillness? It's important. It's a nice balance to our life. Keep practicing it. Keep coming back. Notice when you're forethinking or back thinking, and try to come back to this moment and let this side come to a feeling of complete. Nice to finish with an exhale so we have that awareness in the low body and the low belly. And giving less instruction for the other side, finding your banana with gentle side stretch on your back, arms high or low, relax your muscles. Hands on the torso can allow you to feel your breathing and connect if you'd like. The energy centers that run through the midline of the body, the root at the pelvic floor, the sacrum, the navel, that lower triangle, the grounding triangle. Then we have our hearts, throats, between the eyebrows, and top of head. We tend to feel more activity in certain energy centers, depending on when we tune in. want to bring the exhale down into the nabi, the navel center, for the transition out of the banana. We'll do a twist side to side. So just reset, find center. Any counter movement is fine. Go to either side, and your own favorite twist is fine. You can rock side to side and see which side one calls to you. Letting the legs go easy to one side or stacking. You can do the twisted roots. That's a lot of ideas. So find your own, and then your mid back revolves, your spine turns the other way from your legs, and relax into your reclined twist. Let yourself feel supported from the ground. This one gives the chance for the heart line, hands across the chest, connecting. Feel how they connect with each other. Let's invite relaxed bellies. Even though the exhales are going to naturally pull down into the belly center a little bit, just keep your belly from being hard here. Soft belly. Three to five on this side. Linger in the exhales. And an exhale that goes to the navel center for the transition of head and legs back to the middle, pressing the feet to lift up and resettle. Find center for a moment. A chance to restore that central line of the spine. And then when you're ready, over to your second side. It could be a little different, but try to have it be along the same lines, just making modifications. Once you're here, ask your belly to soften and relax. Belly breathing can be part of full breathing when we don't need our core strength to be activated. It can invite movement of the lymphatic system. Just the breathing moves the lymph that lacks its own circulatory system like the blood. We move the lymph through yoga movement, through breathing, even vibration. It's subtle. Letting yourself really drop in. We're moving into resting pose from here, so you can do that at any time, maybe another breath or two to feel even. Coming to the back of your body and giving yourself the comfort things that you need to be undistracted in your rest. Are you going to be cold? It's winter. Do you need to cover yourself or cushion yourself? Do you need to cover your eyes? And need is a strong word, but why not optimize if you've got that stuff to take care of, making that comfortable, softening the eyes either way, asking the shoulders to release any holding. What are you holding in your shoulders? Let go. The arms stretching out so that heart line has some openness in resting pose. Releasing your any core engagement if you haven't already. Let go of any toning, any firming. Relax intentionally. Allow your brain, invite your brain to soften back in your skull. For your breathing to be very slow. To try not to move unless needed. Except for the things that continue always, that keep us alive, the heart and the breath. Heart might be beating pretty slowly. Slow breathing calms the heartbeat. Allow yourself to rest knowing that you are enough as you are. That you contain within you all that you need to be a human being. And if you're planting any seeds of change, of growth, to let them rest first. To take the time to plant the seed. And allowing our practice to feel complete, to allow our breath to feel complete. Low belly, strength and grounding awakening. Maybe you move your wrists, your toes, whatever you'd like to do to come out of your stillness. Maybe it's a little bit of zen, playful, active. Circle back to where we began for just a moment. Receive all this information into your body. Invite any benefits generated to be shared with all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for coming to practice. That restorative finish could always be done on its own. Finding that last 20 minutes of the recording if you wanted to do it on its own sometime.